Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Glow Up Show Stories of Beauty Success. I'm your host, Angela Howard, and this is a podcast where we celebrate the incredible journeys of salon and spa owners who are creating beauty, building thriving businesses, and inspiring their communities. Today, I'm so excited to introduce our guest, Maggie Howe. Maggie is an inspiring entrepreneur who has not just one, but two thriving businesses. She owns Hair Designs by Mags out of Leominster, Mass., where she provides exceptional hair services, and she's also the co-owner of Forever Bridal Beauty Co., specializing in wedding hair and makeup alongside her business partner and friend, Bella. Maggie's journey is one of passion, perseverance, and hustle. From overcoming doubters to starting her career at a young age, Maggie has built a business that's already booking weddings into 2025, taking her talents all over the world. Her story is proof that you don't need to follow a conventional path to achieve success, as long as you stay true to your passion and work hard.
Hi.
Let's dive into Maggie's incredible journey and hear how she's redefining success in the beauty industry. Maggie, thank you so much for being here. Let's start at the beginning. Can you tell us a little about what inspired you to start your business and what makes it unique in the beauty industry?
I started pretty early. 2016 is when I originally started getting into hair. I mean, I've always really been into it when I was little, but so I went to a trade school. I went to Monty Tech in Fitchburg. Um, and I didn't get into cosmetology right away. So they graded you off of your presence, and I do remember one day I was sick, so I got like 1 point taken off. So I did not get accepted into the trade right away. I was in early childhood for like half my freshman year. So my sophomore year, I had to make up the first chapter, which is the biggest chapter,
Yep.
which is infection control. So I had like double the homework of everybody else. So that was tough. And I could tell I had a few teachers get a little frustrated with me because, I was on an IEP, I wasn't like a straight A student all throughout. So I
Yep.
definitely think that was a struggle at the beginning. I even had some teachers that were like, I don't know how you're going to get your license. I don't know how, but I did it. So I'm very happy that I was able to, with support of like my extra help teachers and staying after, I got to a point that I was able to make up all that work. So I definitely think that that's what separates me from everybody else is like I had like triple the homework as everybody else.
Yeah.
So definitely was a struggle, but I'm happy that that's how it came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Congratulations on that. And how did you and your friend Bella decide to partner together for the wedding business?
I met Bella 2 years ago at my old salon. And at first, we realized like we hit it off immediately just as friends, but then
Mhm.
we were like, she was really talented when it came to wedding hair and like updos and all that stuff. And then she noticed how good I was at makeup. So we were like, when we got to our salon in Leominster, we're like, why don't we just build our own business? So that's what we did. We're actually looking at in the future to, rent out a space or even own a space where we just do weddings from that building.
Yep.
Um, Not yet, but we're hoping by the end of either 2025 that that's probably something that we can do, partner up and do that. But yeah, no, we just work incredibly well together. I think that's very important when you're looking
Yeah.
to do a business partner. We're never fighting, we're always fair to each other. I think that's huge. Um, but yeah, no, we're already looking into 2025. We've traveled together. It's super fun. It's a super fun business. I would encourage anybody to get into the wedding business. It's a great side hustle as well. You're not just stuck in the salon 6, 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
You can go out, you get a paid travel experience. It's awesome. But yeah, we just work so well together. And I think that's very important when you're looking for a business partner.
Hmm.
We sit down, we'll do the contracts together, we're fair to each other. And I think that's what's pretty huge is,
Yeah.
yeah, being fair.
So you shared that some people doubted your ability for success early on. How did you stay motivated to prove them wrong?
I just always I even remember like I was not good at hair when I first started at all. I've had my share of people that have hated their hair. And I definitely think I'm the type of person, if you tell me I can't do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm very driven in that way. So yeah, I have had a few people, even if I had a slow week, I would get so hard on myself and I would be like, oh, I don't know if this is something I'm gonna do forever, I'm not as busy as I wanna be. And then I would have, people, oh, why are you home today? Why aren't you
Mhm.
working? And it's like, because I don't have clients, and
Yeah.
you get hard on yourself, but you just have to remember, like, if this is something that you're really like, I don't go to work every day like, oh, I have to go to work.
Hmm.
I go to work and I'm like, I get to go to work. I get to do something that I love. And I think that's what's different from every other job is I like my job.
Hmm.
I don't wake up and I'm like, I hate my job, So I think
Yeah.
that's definitely what kept me going is like, yes, I would have people be like, oh, why are you home today? You should be going out, you should be, promoting yourself, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, there really is so much you can do. You can post all you want, you can't, but sometimes you just got to stick it out and you got to do it. And it's all about how long you've been doing it too.
Yeah.
I've been licensed since 2018 and I even me like I still have weeks where I'm like, yeah, I really wish I was more busy, but
Hmm.
you just got to keep going. Like that's
Yeah.
big.
That's the hardest part that I think people struggle with is staying self-motivated and not letting themselves get into like that dip.
Right, definitely.
Um, what else? You mentioned cutting out negative people from your life. How has surrounding yourself with the right people helped your personal and professional growth?
So yeah, personal growth, I would just say, when I was around people that were doubting me or weren't really making the right decisions in their personal life, I realized it was even affecting me. Like I've
Hmm.
been in tons of relationships, friendships where I was giving myself to these people, helping these people, almost like um depending on people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if they're not happy, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Where at the end of the day, I just feel like I had to be happy by myself independently. And I think that's what really switched for me this year is I am so happy being independent and once you're happy being independent, like nothing can stop you.
Yeah.
It's just a huge reality check for me. Like once I got myself out of like a negative headspace where like I would hang out with negative people and it would almost like drag me down a bit.
Hmm.
And because I'm always putting myself, I mean, everybody else before me, I'm such a people pleaser where I'm like, no, I need to focus on me for a good year, do me, and cut all these people out that were making me so miserable. And I realized my business started doing so much better once I just was just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So
I think that's really good for people to hear because it's amazing how much you don't realize how much negative people can drag down like your self-esteem, your motivation. So just like successful people want to hang out with successful people, and that's just it.
exactly. Yeah.
You prioritize building personal connections with clients. What advice would you give to other beauty professionals about creating lasting relationships?
I always, if I have a new client, I always walk into it as I'm gonna make this person my friend. I'm going to, well, like obviously, like there's a balance, but
Hmm.
um, I think talking to your client and making them feel super comfortable with you is very important. Even at like my first appointment, like if I have a new client, like we'll just hit it off right off the bat. And then, sometimes they'll even start telling me more personal things, and
Yeah.
I think that's really important is almost definitely talking to your clients is huge because that's what set me back a few years ago. I was wicked shy.
Hmm.
I would not, I just would not talk to people the way I do now. It all comes with experience, right? But I was super shy. I would just be like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And then we would not talk throughout the whole appointment. And it's not. Some people don't want to talk to you, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would try to get them out of their shell a little bit. Talk to them. Where are you from? Oh, what do you do for work? Just little things, and then slowly start building up a conversation that
Yeah.
actually gets them to stay in your chair longer, and that'll make them want to book a second appointment with you because, oh, this girl's really nice. We had a great conversation, and I think that's the most important thing I learned
Yeah.
because when I first started doing hair, I would not talk to my clients, and then it comes. Some people are just shy, but it does come off like, oh, this girl did not talk to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't care.
Yeah, this girl doesn't care. Like she just wants her money. But no, like build a personal relationship with your clients. I think that's huge.
It is.
And talk to them. Just try to talk to them as much as you can.
Yeah. All about building trust. Building trust
Yeah,
creates more clients.
yeah, definitely.
So managing two businesses must be a challenge. How do you balance your time and energy between the both of them? And what have you learned from juggling both?
So yeah, I have a rule that I made to myself. Like if it's my day off, I I even still struggle with this. Like I had a client text me, like I have clients text me at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, so sometimes it's hard for me, like, I can't answer them right now. So I think it's huge to, your days off are your days off.
Hmm.
My business hours on my website is when I'll answer messages. And then if it's a weekend or if I'm not working or if I'm on vacation, I'll just put my phone off, do not disturb. I'll post something on my social media. Hey guys, I'm going to be going away from this time to this time, or, I'm off on this day. And typically people will respect that, if
Yeah.
you do know your situation. So I think that,
Yeah.
yeah, for
I
sure.
think that's huge because a lot of salon owners that I talk to are like always talking about burnout and they're so overwhelmed with all the messages all the time. So just setting those strict schedules of, nope, I'm off this day or these are my hours and just responding, when the business hours are in operation.
Exactly.
What advice would you share with someone just starting out in the beauty industry, especially those who feel like they don't fit in the traditional mold of it?
I would say start at a salon, and this was my biggest downfall is I went from graduating high school, getting my license, to I was on co-op at my trade school. So instead of going to school, I went to work. Then COVID happened. So I was not working for a long time. That place shut down. So I moved to another salon. And then that wasn't working out. And then I just moved straight to renting,
Hmm.
which is the biggest mistake anybody can do. If you don't have a clientele, I would not recommend renting right away. I would
Hmm.
say go to a commission salon or an hourly salon. You are not going to make a lot of money at a salon that's hourly, or I wasn't doing really well like how I am now at a commission salon. But if you can stick it out while you're young for like 2 years, build a clientele, and then move to renting, and then really get your business going,
Hmm.
that's my biggest advice because I went from commission to renting to this salon to this salon to this salon because I also felt like I was not fitting in. The girls can be catty, it can be dramatic. I think when you work with women all day, it's just bound to happen, like, but there were a few situations where it got pretty bad. Like, some salons, the girls are just, it's not, they're just mean. You know what I mean? Like, I
Hmm.
few times where I'm like, wow, I really don't think I can do this because I don't belong anywhere. Like no one really liked me because I think I was so new and I didn't really know what I was doing. I think it's great to
Mm-hmm.
find a mentor and someone that's willing to train you and give you the best advice. That's what I would go with. I wouldn't go, even if you're like, oh, this salon isn't really what I want to be doing, that's okay. Stick it out, build up your clientele, and then you can get out of there and you can start renting, and no one can tell you what to do. You can be your own boss. That's my
Yep.
advice. Is I hopped from a lot of places, and it took me a while to build up a clientele because of that, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
around so much. So find a salon, find a mentor, stick it out for a few years, build the clientele, and then I would go to renting for sure.
Yeah. I know there's a ton of salons that do like ongoing training as well. So
Yeah, I think that would be beneficial for sure.
you've said don't stop the hustle. How do you keep that mindset alive even when things get tough?
I'm just gonna bring it back to I love what I do. That's realistically, at the end of the day, if you don't like your job, you're not going to you're not going to like your job. So you find something that you love, find something that you're passionate about. And I think that's like the biggest secret is because if I hated doing hair, I would have quit hair like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
If I had times where I'm like, I didn't I've had times where I'm like, I don't want to be doing hair. Like what? Because like, either someone complains or someone at the salon isn't happy, but you just have to really enjoy what you do. And I swear that's the biggest secret is you just have to love what you do. And that's why I keep going because I love my job.
Hmm.
I wouldn't picture myself doing anything else.
And booking weddings all the way into 2025 is incredible. Can you share what that milestone means to you personally and what it's like to travel doing what you love?
It's so much fun. I'm like blown away by like me and Bella, like we're just so excited. Like when we get someone new coming in. I mean, weddings can be stressful. Like, it's a wedding. So, you got the bride and then you got the bridesmaids and you never know what you're walking into. But we are so excited. Yeah, we have one I think September of 2025. So like that's huge for us. Like we're so excited. We have so like I think we're going to I don't remember exactly where it was. But yeah, no, we're like we get to be put in these hotels and we like, it's so much fun. We are so grateful, like, and so happy that we are able to do this and that her and I have such a great friendship and relationship that we can do this and we can
Yeah.
work so well together. Both of us are just so, so, so happy and we're so grateful. And I think the biggest thing is social media is huge. We're always like we post about the weddings and stuff. Right now we're not like super, I wouldn't say we're like famous because we just started the Instagram page for us. I think it was March of this year. So we're still like promoting ourselves, but from people knowing us from the salon and just like personally, that's how I think word of mouth is big. Like
Yeah, it
we,
is.
we know a lot of people, so
Hmm.
we'll have a lot of people refer us for their special events and their weddings. Um, so yeah, word of mouth is huge. We're pretty known in the beauty industry because I mean I've been doing it for a while. She has too. So I think yeah, word of mouth. We're just so excited and we're so grateful. We're
Good.
so yeah happy to be doing.
Mhm. And for listeners who might be struggling to take the next step in their career or their business, what is one thing you would tell them to help them to move forward?
I would say next step, like moving into being self-employed, like that kind of next step, or just and
Yeah, or just someone who is struggling maybe to make that decision to do it on their own.
okay. Um, I always said if you can book yourself, if you have repeat clients booking out at least, I'd say 3 weeks out and you have people that call you every week and you don't have weeks where you only have like one person or like, when you're a little scared, I would say that would be a good time to do it. If you are at a place, what I did too was when I was at commission, I would take my total sales for the week, what I would have made if I was independent. So if you
Mm-hmm.
take a look, whatever system you use, um, and you look to see what you've made for that week. And if you're like, wow, like I could just be doing that on my own and I'd be able
Right.
to keep this money. That's what I did. At first I was like, oh, I'm making pretty good money doing that. I should just be independent.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you're looking and you're like, ooh, I don't want to be making that when I would stay. I would build up your clientele. I would say if you have a good couple of regulars that are gonna call you, I would say do it. It's very scary. I had to push my friend Bella to do it with me, because she was also really nervous, because you have to buy your own product, you have to pay,
Yep.
because you never know, but at the end of the day, you do end up making more money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I feel like when you're in a position where when it's all on you, that you just have to go all in on it, or
Yeah, and post,
yeah.
I have availability next week or whatever. That's what I do, and it's been working, so.
And lastly, if viewers want to get in touch with you to book any of your services, how can they find you?
Okay, yeah. So I have hair design by Mags on Instagram. And then Forever Bridal Beauty Co. on Instagram. And then the link to book is in my bio. And I also have my business phone, which is 978-855-1507.
Okay.
And then the salon we work out of is Sleek Salon in Leominster.
All right. So your story is such an incredible testament to resilience, passion, and staying true to yourself, from overcoming doubters to managing two thriving businesses and dreaming even bigger. You've shown us that success comes from hard work, dedication, and a whole lot of heart. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today, from building strong relationships with your clients to booking weddings all over the world. You are truly an inspiration to so many in the beauty industry. To our listeners, I hope Maggie's story has inspired you to keep pushing towards your own goals, no matter the challenges you face. Remember, as Maggie said, even if you're not an A+ student or don't follow the traditional path, you can still create a successful and fulfilling career by staying passionate and never stopping the hustle. Maggie, thank you again for being here on the Glow Up Show. For those who want to connect with Maggie, again, be sure to follow her on Instagram, Hair Designs by Mags, or Forever Bridal Beauty Co., and check out the link in her bio to book her services. Until next time, keep glowing and keep growing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
No problem.